Yes. So up to now, we have seen how to create a new file in PSCAD. Clear. So what are the types of files classifications? .pscx, .pxwx, everything. So where we have stopped is to check the ribbon control bar, the options that are present in the ribbon control bar, right? We can move forward. Let me share my screen. Yes, ribbon control bar is nothing but the inclusion of all these options, right, is cumulatively known as a ribbon control bar. The term ribbon control bar is used by the PSCAD itself, right? Whereas the file option will be holding the basic options, right? New, open, save as, print, help option, then newly application options, then exit for closing the PSCAD. And this open examples. So examples means some other examples will be provided by default the PSCAD, right? So you can check with this, the basic examples for the transformers, everything. They will be giving some examples by their own library, right? You can check all these examples. So other than the basic options are present in this file, like save us, everything. When coming to home option, right? Home option we can classify into this clipboard. The clipboard is the first one, whereas it will perform the basic options. So there will be no explanation needed for this options, right? Whereas this compile and run, right? The compile and run. So this build, modified, clean. So these three options. Um, so the build options means before running, right? Before running a simulation, yes. Before running the simulation, we want to check whether any erroneous circuit is there, any erroneous component it is cannot be able to simulate. So that is previous run. Before we are simulating the case file, what we are having. So we can use this build option to check whether our system can able to build perfectly and without any other error, it can able to converge or not. So like that, for checking those, we can use this build option. Then build modified means both options are the same. I think I have cleaned this. I think it has started. Yes. So build means it will be include this case alone, this case file alone. Build modified means the complete workspace. So how many cases we are having completely, the entire case files, the entire workspace file, it will be building and check whether is there any discrepancies upon start converging, right? Whereas clean means nothing but, so cleaning the, see here removes all the temporary files used to build the case, right? So some temp files will be having, right? For creating this generatable executable simulation, there will be some temporary files, that is catchy files like things. So in case if any error, some of the error may be arise due to this also, due to over accumulation of the catchy files, right? So at the time we can use this clean option. Clear? Then run. So run means right in if I say other software means someone might be not aware. But let me say why, because in ETAP and some other like softwares, for performing load flow means separate tool, separate running tool. For performing short circuit means, if you're not aware about ETAP means just you can make know by this session, right? In case of ETAP, for load flow, short circuit, protection coordination, arc flash, transient stability, everything, there will be separate tool for running the simulations. If you're selecting, if you have modeled the simulation, SLD, and if you want to perform the load flow means you want to select the load flow block and you want to run, right? And if you want to perform the simulation means short circuit. If you want to perform the three-phase and SLG fault means you want to go through the short circuit component, short circuit option. So like that, the separate studies require separate options there. But in our PSCAD, whatever may be the study you are performing, the only one run option will be used. Even if it is a load flow, short circuit, insulation coordination. So in the insulation coordination, specifically SFO, FFO, TOV, TRV, everything. And in grid complaints also, even if it is a power quality, DC current injection, flicker, or dynamic analysis, LVRT, HVRT, whatever may be the study, we will be using this run option alone. Clear? Then where the changes will be done? The changes will be done in the workspace, right? In this case file, depending upon what study we are going to perform, that event we will be appearing here, applying here, and in accordance to that, we will be performing the simulation. Clear? There is no separate simulations for different studies. Only one run option will be there. Then stop, you might be aware. Pause means you can pause the simulation in between, right? Skip run and the next step, those are advanced options. In case if you are using the multiple run option, I don't know whether everyone is aware of this multiple run. So skip run, I will, in case if time is there means, let me explain. See here, skip to the next sequential run in the multiple run. So when you are using this multiple run option, so for example, totally 100 runs are there means it is running 50. My simulation is going on 63rd run and you want to skip the 64th run and directly you want to enter to the 65th run means you can use this skip run. Clear? So next step and snapshot, let me explain. So this plot step, it will come in this project. So I will explain here plot step. So now it is not required. So then scenarios, this compile and run, I think you might be having some ideas up to now what I had explained. So then the scenarios means nothing but save scenario, delete scenario, and view scenario. So save scenario means, for example, if you are having some tools, right? Some components like if you are having some components, like if you are saving with some values. So without starting modeling, explaining this won't work. So after we are starting the modeling, let me explain this scenarios. And this navigation I explained before in the master library. If you are going inside this, and if you want to come back means we are using this, right? So like this in our simulation cases also, in these cases also, we will be going, right? When we are creating the user defined model, we will be going inside this. And for coming back, we can use this. So this undo and redo basic, select, right? And pan option means just for moving this workspace, right? And the select means selecting the component. And search option means if you're listed any component and if you want to check those component means you can search here by entering the component's name. For example, transformer 3 if you are missing in a huge network. So at that time, you can search here the name if you are entering as trafo_3 means you can check here and it will bring it to the transformer 3. Clear? That is for search option. Sorry. Just too slow. I think let me turn up the video. It is too slow. Yes. So after this wire mode is nothing but just to connect two elements. This wire mode will be used, right? This is the interconnection element. where we are using to connect two elements. Then zoom in, zoom out, you might be aware. Then zoom extend, zoom rectangle are all the same, right? So this is the ribbon control bar's second option. The first option ribbon control bar is having is file, then home, then project. So I think I had placed the snip itself, right? So file, the basic options like save as everything. Then home, the basic options for simulation. In that scenario, we have to see after starting modeling, we want to see the scenario. Then now let me move towards the project. So project means the namespace, it will show here. So namespace means at the beginning, what type of name you are giving to create this file, that name will appear here. Clear? The description is in case the same PSCX file, if any other new engineer is working on that, right? So at that time, you are making any small changes, and the change must be observed by the new engineer, power system engineer, those who performing the study with this your file. So at the time, you can give the description of that file, right? For example, in here, uh, bus number, just for example, I'm mentioning bus number one is swing, right? So bus number two is PQ bus. So like this information, I want to give it with the new engineer. So for that, we can use this description option. Clear? So and the path is where the file is getting saved. General settings, runtime, startup, output, and snapshots. It is having five different options. In this general is having this general only where it is what is the name of the file, where it is saving like that. Screen is not shared. Whether my screen is visible to everyone, because one participant is mentioning like screen is not shared. Yes in the means screen is not shared or it is visible. Oh, okay, it is visible. Yes. Yes, thanks, Binay. Thanks, Santosh. Okay. So this is the name, description, and path. Nearer to the settings option is there, right? The same settings. See here, description, labels, and the path. A relative path option won't enable here. And the versions, product version, file version, power projects, everything, author is power projects, and the created time when the file is created. Then the runtime is nothing but the all the options that are shown here, the same options only will be inside this settings also. So there is nothing complex, the same runtime. So in outer itself, we can able to access these things. So duration of run means nothing but up to how many seconds you want to run the simulation. So here you want to enter in seconds only. See here, duration of run seconds. For example, I want to run for 2 minutes means you cannot enter here as two, right? 2 minutes means yes. I think someone is muted. Yes, I think annotation of yes. So for example, I want to just run for 1 minute, right? 1 minute means so I will be giving us 60 seconds here. Clear? So 2 minutes means 120. So whatever may be the duration you are running, we should enter here as in seconds only. Why? Because it will recognize in seconds only. Clear? So solution time step. For example, let me give 10 seconds. Totally my simulation, I'm going to run for 10 seconds. So my solution time step is 50. By default, it is 50. So what is mean by the term solution time step? So duration of So whatever the term besides, if you are anything we are seeing new means, let me enter in Excel. So not all the things, let me enter in Excel. So solution time step. So it is usually in microseconds, right? The option is in microseconds. So what is meant by this solution time step is, so is anybody having any idea regarding the solution time step? What is meant by solution time step with the name, or those who have already worked in PSCAD? Is there any terms, solution time step? So even if it is not a proper answer, that is not an issue. Just answer first. Solution time step with this name. Can you able to understand anything? Time to repeat the step. Time to reach solution for each iteration. Yes. Perform solution in 20 microsecond of 10 second. 20, where the 20 comes. Incremental time, step to develop waveform. How much step duration should be? Okay, then let me answer. So solution time step means in this 10-second duration, at each 50 microseconds, it will capture the solution, right? Let me repeat. So the total duration of run is 10 seconds. In that, at each 50 microseconds, right, my PSCAD will store the value. Store the value means it will store the solution. So that is known as solution time step. Clear? So at each 50 microsecond, usually we will be using this 50 microseconds by default. It can able to avail the precise solution. But if you want more precise, very, very accurate solution means you want to reduce this time step, solution time step. So upon reducing this, what will happen is the simulation time it will take a bit longer. For example, if a simulation is completing in 3 hours or 4 hours, say it as 4 hours at 50 microseconds. If you are reducing the solution time step in order to get accurate solution, so instead of 4 hours, if you are reducing the 50 as 20, the 4 hours may take us 6 or 7 hours, and it will complete the solution, right? But each 50 microseconds, it will capture the solution. That is what solution time step means. Channel plot step is nothing but before that, we want to see what is channel first. So channel means nothing but I'm coming one by one. So this channel plot step, let me come. Two things we want to see, scenarios and channel plot step. Then this startup method, output method, this snapshot. These three are interconnected. So snapshot is in concept wise, let me explain what is meant by snapshot. So snapshot means up to desired seconds, we can run the simulation. Up to desired seconds, we can run the simulation. For example, my total simulation is 0 to 10 seconds, right? And I'm applying the event at my fourth second. So up to that, 0 to 3 seconds, I can able to run already, right? 0 to 3 seconds, I can, why? Because 0 to 3 seconds will be the steady state part. Fourth second only I'm entering the event. So entering the event means giving the event means like let me say it as a fault. Let me create the fault at my fourth second like that. So fourth second I'm entering the fault. So after that it is persisting for up to 6 seconds, right? So now using the simulation snapshot tool, I can run the simulation up to 4 to 6 alone. 4 to 6 second alone I can run. Without running from 0 to 6, 0 to 10, 4 to 6 alone, or else up to my desire. Or else I need 4 to 10 seconds I need means I can able to run for 4 to 10 alone. Clear? So this is actually advanced tool and it also, the explanation what I provided is not sufficient. I accept that it needs some detailed explanation, but it is a basic session. We can see those things in future itself, right? So snapshot option means just for running for the desired seconds alone. That is snapshot option, right? So these three options also included with this snapshot option only. So upon enabling this only, what are the output and what is the startup method we can able to select. So in this project, we will be focusing on these two only. What is the name, if any description, or whether the path is correct or not. And the duration of run, solution time step, channel plots time step. Clear? So clearly note that duration of run is in seconds, whereas my solution time step and channel plot time step in microseconds. Clear? I think these three are clear. File, home, project. Next I'm moving, that is view. View. View means the basic options only, right? The basic options only. View means, I think Raja, I haven't explained about channel plots time step. Why? Because we haven't seen about the channel. Before channel plot step, we want to see the channel first. So that after seeing the channel, let me explain that scenario on the channel. Let me explain. Minimum step size we can have in PSCAD. Which step size? Whether you are asking the solution time step. So solution time step, in case if you are reducing, it will depending upon the study, right? It will depending upon the study what you are performing. For example, if you are performing lightning study in PSCAD, that is is as a part of insulation coordination study. If you are performing the lightning, right? So at the time, your solution time step must be too low in terms of 0.01 microseconds, right? Then only you can able to capture the, let me just a minute. Yes. So hope screen is visible, right? So at that time, during lightning, all those things, giving the lesser time step will only permit you to view the lightning as well as the lightning behavior. Why? Because all those things are high frequency transients. Even in the switching action also. Suddenly, if you are energizing the transformer, right? From the black start, if you are energizing the transformer, suddenly in the new terms, if you are energizing, or else suddenly you are including the capacitor bank in the circuit. So all those are switching action. Suddenly, if you are disconnecting the load, or else suddenly lightning is occurring. So all these things will permit you to have the high frequency in our networks. So at that time, giving the 50 or 100 microseconds won't work. So at the time, we want to reduce the solution time step, right? Other than that, it does not have any limits. So up to this for this study, maximum this, minimum this for this study. So like that, we are not having any limits. It depends upon the study what we are performing. Yes, clear. So in the view option, the ribbon control bar view option is having many options: bounds, sequence number, virtual wires, grids. So grids means it can be, so see now the workspace is plain. So upon giving the grid, so let me zoom in and show. So I think the grids are visible here, right? So data like structure. Let me disable this first. You can see empty workspace. So upon entering the grid, right? So grid upon enabling this, usually I will enable this in my before starting itself, I will enable this. Why? Because working with the grid only will be convenient for me for connecting the wire mode, everything at all. Clear? So then canvas settings, canvas means nothing but the space what we are working will be defined in the term called canvas. So once again, this canvas setting, everything will be present here only, right? So we can see here itself. Graphic style, panel style, graph rendering. So this is a refreshing option. Anything, if you want to update and it is not updated means you can use this refresh option. Then the size of the canvas. See, there are various sizes B, C, D. A means A4, A3, A2, A1 and oversized. Then jumbo. Jumbo size means 100 cross 100. Whereas the workspace will be appearing like a very big one. But as of now, we are preferring when we should go for different sizes means when your SLD is in large, when your SLD and the number of elements present in your SLD is in huge in numbers. So at that time, you can use different sizes and the orientations also. By default, it will be in landscape, right? And if you want your SLD is in the form of portrait mode, so you can go with portrait. Then navigations, then zoom options. Both the home and view options will have this navigation and zoom option, the same only, right? Navigation and zoom options. Now, this pans option. Pans option is nothing but, unfortunately, I have closed the start page, right? Do you remember? In the starting itself, I have closed the start page. But if you need the start page again, you want to see the update means, just click on this start page. Clear? It will be by default, it will appear whenever you are creating a new file. But if you don't want means we will be closing, right? But once again, you want to see means you can press the start page. The options will be present in the pans. Similarly, not only for the start page, right? Unfortunately, for example, this is a specialized option called bird's eye view, whereas you can see the entire canvas using this bird's eye view. For example, now in this canvas, ours is A4 size. So in this A4 size, our transformer is in here, right? So now if you want to see the corner part of this workspace, here you want to see means this blue color drag and drop box only. So you can move this, which part you want to see clearly means you can just place here and you can zoom in, right? This is called bird's eye view. So unfortunately, if I'm closing this means, see now it is not available. Component wizard, workspace, bird's eye view got missing. So at the time, go to the view, go to the pans nearer to the start page. The option called bird's eye view is there. Just click on that. It will appear here. So instead of closing, always use this floating icon. See here, auto hide. So using this auto hide only will only permit you to place this bird's eye view in the workspace itself. Or else if you close means it will be getting closed. And once again, you want to open from the pans option here. Like this, whatever may be the option present here, you can close. Unfortunately, if you are closing means we can open from this pans option. So that's all in view. Then tools in here, everything is a PS out reader. In the tools, we will be checking the PS out reader only. So that is when we are performing the simulation, PS out file will be generated, right? So dot out file, we have missed that. Dot out file will be generated for some cases, not for all the cases. For some cases, right? Dot out file will be generated. So in the dot out file, if you want to read detail means we can use this. So that's all about tools. Tools won't work here in detail. So that is not necessary for us. Then our major thing is components, right? Components. So in the from the components tools, we will be using more number of elements in our workspace. Clear? So in the components tab, we can able to pick the components what we need. So in the component also, there are separate sections, simple components, meters, interface, wires, data and input, output, graphs, comments, navigation, orientation. Clear? So from this only, we will be able to check in detail. For example, for example, let the transformer be present in the network. So now I want, let me create on, how to say, let me create a simple system, right? Let me create a simple system. Simple system in the case, simple system in the case, let me create one source, right? From the source, a bus bar, after that a transformer. So that's all, after one bus bar. So how to create this? Let me show you. Now I'm not going to enter the detailed input of this source and the transformer, right? Just for explanation, I'm showing the basic, right? The default model. Let me use the default model. In the afternoon, we will be entering the values for the source as well as the transformer. And if possible, we can model the transmission line or cable and including load. A simple SLD we will be modeling and simulating. Just for understanding now, let me use right this ideal source. So this is known as ideal source option, or else we can use this also. Both are the same. So how to bring this element to our workspace? Yes. How to bring these elements to the workspace? Shall I directly cut from here and directly shall I paste there? Or else what is the option I should perform? Yes, I should must copy from here and I should paste. So Control C and I'm pasting here. Control V. Clear? Yes. Not double click, just copy and paste. Control C, Control V. Components, is it similar to master library? Yes, of course, all these components are present in our master library. Then why they are giving here means all these components are not present in the same tab in the master library. Clear? But all these are our basic requirement for running a simulation. Clear? For running the simulation, just a second, just give me a second. Yes. So why they are giving here separately as a component here means, so all these will not present in the same tab itself. For example, let me show you. So in the master library, I'm coming back. See, so for example, these switches, right? This data and input are present here. More on IO devices, it is present, right? Slider, switch, dial, button. Clear, switch, button, slider, switch, everything. But if you check with the plot, see here, these options, data and IO, it will not present here. Instead of that, it will be present in IO, here, import export labels. See here, this, sorry. And these things will be present in the uh, miscellaneous. Clear? See, this this option is a consistent component. This is the component which is present there. So all these things are not present in the same, this sticky notes, decorative dividers, annotation. These are annotation tools. Everything won't present in the same tab. For example, this line interface and cable interface, though this line interface will be present in the transmission lines tab, whereas the cable interface will be present in the cable in this tab. Clear? So in order to, for making it easier for our user, for the engineer, right, everything will be placed the most used, right, and the necessary tools, major necessary tools will be present in this components tab. So in order to reduce the complexity for each and everything, I want to go to each and every tab of the master control. Instead of that, I will be using here. Clear? So for rotating this, you can use the basic options. So all the things will be shown here itself. See, for the orientation, if we want to rotate left means L, just pressing the L, not control or shift L, just pressing the L. Rotate right means R. For rotating 180 alone, you want to select the option here. There is no shortcut. Then mirroring that M and flipping that F. So now I want to rotate it right. So let me press R, directly R. I haven't done anything. So after that, connecting it with the bus bar, right? Connecting it with the bus bar. See, there is an option called bus. So each and every option, if I am discussing, means it will be took more time. So we will be discussing about each and every elements when we are moving forward only. So let me move forward. By installing, you can check in the explore, right? So this bus option I am placing, it is in horizontal. I want to rotate it. Just select it and press R, drag it here. So now I want to make the connections in between these three components, right? And another bus bar I need in the transformer LV side. So let me rotate, right? This grid lines, I hope it is visible, right? The dotted lines. This grid line will permit you to design a proper straight circuit. If the grid lines is not there means, I think if the bus will be placed here, the grid is there means exact to the grid we will be placing. So usually I will prefer, and some of the engineers won't prefer. That's up to you, right? It is not mandatory. You should use the grid lines, everything. So now to interconnect these things, this wire mode will be used, right? So upon select how to use this wire mode, before selecting it will be like this. Select on the wire mode. A pencil-like structure will appear in the cursor, right? So start with left click in the mouse and drag. And when you are going to end, just end with right click. Clear? So once again, I'm repeating. Start with the left click and end with the right click. Start with the left click, end with the right click. Clear? So after that, also this pencil element will continue. If you are placing anywhere in the system means it will come like this. So how to make rid of this means you can directly select the wire mode once again. So upon selecting, you will get your cursor back, or else just select this, draw. After completing, just press escape. Two possibilities. Clear? So if you are using the touchpad in the laptop means it will be quite complicated for you. So not only for this software, whenever using whatever may be the power system software, try to model it with the mouse. It will be quite easier. Clear? So let me show another demo, wire mode. Just starting with the left click of the mouse and I'm ending here. Clear? So like in E-tab, if you are placing here, I think some of the engineers are aware about E-tab. So in the E-tab, in the element, if you are placing here the cursor means the point will appear, right? You can directly drag and join it with another bus or another element. But in PSCAD, all the things should be done manually only. And here and in there, if you are moving this transformer, anything which is connected in the network means the entire network will try to move. But here